How you doing, folks? So, on to a new topic. This has been a long time coming, so we're going to talk about it. I would like to talk about a favorite film of mine from my childhood. One that kind of got me into horror. My father showed me it at a very young age. Actually, he showed me the sequel first with Mark Singer, which is actually a lot more faithful, from what I read, to the Dean Koontz book. Too bad it did not get much recognition over the years as a fun, simple, straightforward creature feature. That being Watchers. Of course, Watchers 2 did not do too well, but the first one with Corey Haim it's definitely my favorite. In terms of music, emotion, I definitely feel like I'm on the journey with this boy and his dog. Watchers is a 1988 film, a horror, one could call it horror sci-fi film, which was made in 1988, by the way, where there is a government lab and a dog escapes, a golden retriever. So the dog escapes. It's the whole Stranger Things vibe, where obviously, this did it better. Or some might even argue that Stranger Things did it better, though. But for me, I do enjoy Watchers. It is a classic. I do love Corey Haim. I loved him in Lost Boys. God rest his soul. License to Drive, all that shit. I'm not gonna get into the politics of it, but I mean, at least not right now. Not right now. I'm trying to have a little bit of respect for the film. So, just let me have a little bit of respect for the film. That's all I want. I don't care about the backstories or the politics or what went on. Man, do I miss Corey Haim, though. I do miss Corey Haim. And that's not a lie. I miss Corey Haim to death. I wish he was still here. He'd be doing movies just like Paul Walker. And that's another one that sadly passed way too fucking soon. Paul Walker. So this Watchers rated a 5.4 out of 10 on IMDb. It's not too bad, right? It doesn't seem bad. I think that I've seen worse for better films. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me just take a minute to think about that for a minute. Well, I think it deserves more, because I think that Corey Haim gives a brilliant performance. I feel like he makes the movie very, I'm going to say youthful. Maybe not youthful. I feel youthful when I watch this because I feel nostalgia, because I watched it when I was a kid. It'd pop up on the HBO channel from time to time, or Sci-Fi channel, and I watch it there, and I was introduced to it at a very young age, and it really stood out to me from other horror films, which I also watched around that time, like Anaconda or Predator, things like that, or Eight-Legged Freaks. That's more of a comedy, but I mean, that's probably a bad comparison. But yeah, I've always loved Watchers. I completely love and adore. I adore Watchers, which luckily it's free here on YouTube, so I can watch it anytime I want to. So, which I did just recently, which is why I'm doing this review right now to talk about it. So, but yeah, from what I heard, is the second film with Mark Singer, our Beastmaster, was more faithful to the Dean Koontz novel. Okay, now maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. I don't know what all the, because I didn't read the book, so I never got around to it. I just never got around to it for some reason. I don't know. And plus I don't own any Dean Koontz books. I'm more of a Stephen King guy. But I think to myself, yeah, I could read this book if if I can get my hands on it somewhere. I don't know where I'd find it, but that's beside the point. So director John Hess did a good job. He did the sequel too, Watchers 2. Yeah, he did. Horror sci-fi. Yeah, that's about right. That's what I would call it. A dog escapes from a government lab. Lots of conspiracies in there and government cover-ups. There's an explosion in the beginning, and we have a wonderful performance from a great actor who you've seen in Scanners. Michael C. When not, I do know. I know the actor's name. It's Michael C. Hall, right? That's Dexter. I know his face. I know this. It's like I have the name right on the top of my head. What the fuck, bro? Also I know I recognize the mother. One thing I can definitely give credit to is, which I can give all the credit to, along with, of course, Michael Ironside's performance as a great villain. There it is. Holy shit. Michael Ironside from Scanners. Yes. What else did I see him in? I think I saw him in Major Pain with Damon Wayans. He was the abusive drunk father who came by. He abused the one of the scout kids, and Damon Wayans kind of whooped his ass. Well, he didn't whoop his ass, but Michael Ironside threw his swing at him, and he ducked and he dodged it. And I love Major Pain. That's another one I love. One of these days, I gotta get on here and do a talk through of my favorite movies from the 80s and 90s. The 2000s, for me, personally, it's where things kind of went downhill for me. The 90s would be my favorite. With comedies. At least with comedies. When it comes to 80s, though, I mean, I love a good creature feature, and Watchers is the perfect example of a good creature feature for me. Corey Haim blows out of the water. He's very emotional in his role, and it's definitely a sci-fi flick. Definitely fits that genre very, very well. The actress who plays his mother did a good job. Again, I know Michael Ironside, but I'm gonna pull up her name right here. Tracy is Lala Sloatman. Also, the officer, I recognize the officer. Duncan Fraser, Sheriff Gaines. You know, it's just one of those nostalgic movies that you watch, and when you watch it, you literally feel like you're in the 80s. You literally feel like you're sitting in the fucking 1980s. I swear to God, it's like that. It's like the Goonies for me. When I watch the Goonies, I'm very nostalgic about it. I love it. It's also another favorite. I love when a movie can take me away, take me out of this reality, take me out of this whatever you call it. It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling when a movie can just take me away and bring me to that era, because that's where I want to fucking be, is that era. That's what Watchers did. Corey Haim, you could say what you want about, you know what? You could say what you want about Lost Boys being better. Okay, yeah, I did enjoy Lost Boys. I did, but I enjoyed Silver Bullet as well, which is a Stephen King adaptation. Very well done. I recently got that in a DVD haul, which I'll be doing a DVD haul this month probably. I do apologize for the lateness of everything because I have not gotten around to it, but I plan on getting to it. Corey Haim is amazing. What else can be said? He died at a very young age. He died way too young. I guess he was on drugs. He popped up. The last place I saw him pop up was Crank 2 High Voltage with Jason Statham, which was a god-awful film. God-awful sequel. Terrible fucking movie. I hate I hate Crank 2. We see Corey Haim in the fucking strip club getting drunk, and that's our last memory of him. At least I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But at least I think. Michael Ironside has a way of being a very scary person. He was always. He has a very intimidating face. He has a intimidating stature and quality about him where I don't know if I should trust this person or not. It's not even that he works for the government. Okay, he works for the government. It's not even about that, but he just looks like I can't trust him with this little smile like, hey, you can come with us. We're the good guys. We're the good guys here. You can come with us. You can trust us. Let me see the body. Okay, I feel bad about this. No, Michael Ironside does a fantastic job as the villain in this role. You know, who is searching for the dog, he's also, what you find out later, he's also a government sort of experiment. He's not human, from what I remember. He's not human because he kills the cop who plays Sheriff Games. He kills Duncan Fraser, puts his fingers right through his eyeballs, from what I remember. And I know there's so many fun bits in this fucking movie. I fucking love Watchers. I can't even explain enough how much I love Watchers. I just, this whole review was going to be love because I love this movie. So if you're here for critiques, you're not going to get them much. There's maybe, I guess, maybe if I'm being honest with myself, critiques are, let me see, I wish the movie were longer, and I wish that the cop lived. It would have been kind of cool if we got like the sheriff versus the government agent sort of deal, where he's sort of our Hopper from Stranger Things, where there's a government crew in his town and he doesn't like it, and there's a cover-up, and there's an experiment gone awry, and there's a plague, and there was an explosion, and things are blowing up, and all this crazy shit, and all this shenanigans, and the officer takes justice into his own hands and figures out what they're hiding and goes in with a gun, and he's just like that's one reason why I love Stranger Things. I do. So he kicks ass on that show. In a way, Watchers, shows like Stranger Things, are a reflection of this movie. Literally. I'm not even lying about that. With the 80s aesthetic, it did it well. A monster, government conspiracy cover-up. It was like that. And I just continue to have fun with Watchers every time I watch it. And 1988 was a good time for movies as well. And then you had the sequel after that with Mark Singer, which I also enjoyed. Love when, for me, the creatures stirring through the woods, just stalking people, just stalking them. Literally, just kills off a few teenagers who are riding their bikes. Kills them off brutally. You know, sorry, hiccups a little bit. One of them, they all die in the woods, but one guy gets killed in his trailer. He hears a strange noise. I think you find out he's selling weed. I don't know. But you see the creature's claw come down to the fucking roof of the roof of the trailer and sort of grab him, and he's strangling him. And really nice sound effects with the kill. I love the sound effects that go with the kill, which brings me to my next favorite kill, which is the bathroom scene where Travis and the dog and his mother, they arrive at a hotel motel sort of place, and the creature's lurking around. You could feel it. It's one of those movies where you could just feel it. The creature is out there. It's stalking, and nothing else does that anymore for me, like this. So the maid, who doesn't want dogs in the hotel room, she's being a real bitch about it, and Travis and his mother leave or something for breakfast or whatever. I don't know what the hell that was, but they leave the room, and the maid's cleaning the room. She's getting onto the guy who runs the fucking hotel, the clerk, because it's her man toy. So she's getting onto him, and she'll bitch at him for having a dog in the fucking motel. Well, you know what? Your death was fucking awesome. So what happens is she's like cleaning, and she opens a shower curtain like she'll catch someone. She closes the shower curtain, and I think she opens the mirror because it's an open cabinet mirror. She opens the cabinet mirror, and the creature's hand, this fucking nice looking practical creature claw comes charging through the fucking window. It pulls her through. It starts ripping her fucking eyes out. It takes her fucking skin off her face. I'm like, oh, this is a good kill. I know I'm sick. I'm very sick. But this was an awesome kill. I still laugh. I still do. I don't know why I laugh at kills sometimes. It's just like it's one of those things where it's random. If there was one kill in a horror film where I felt bad for a person, it would definitely be the wheelchair guy in Friday the 13th Part 2, where he's about to get laid, and Jason just puts a fucking machete in his head and he goes rolling down the staircase. Just the way it was done, it was just brutal. But this is definitely one of those moments where she's pulled through, her skin is just ripped off by the creature's hand. You can see the creature's hands. Really well done. I love the practical effects. I do. I think Travis has a stepdad who's sort of Irish, and he's kind of like one of those really he's a guy. He's nosy. He's very into their business. I don't know if he's just the stepdad. I don't think he is, because I think that he's working on the house, I think. Yeah, no, the creature takes his head off because they come in later on and they find his head taken off. And you have this nice close-up shot of the creature, a zoom in of the creature through the window, or through maybe the laundry room, or I don't know where it was, but it was a close-up through the window from Travis's point of view. And then the camera focused on Travis gasping, and the creature jets out after them, because we see the guy's head's taken off. He was decapitated. There's blood all over the floor. Again, it's a very violent film. It's very visceral. Maybe not visceral, but it's very... the effects are very well done. And if you want a violent creature feature, it does the job well. The creature gets people very fast. It tears them to pieces. It's very vicious. If I were running from this thing, I would shit myself. Because I'd much rather run from... I don't know. You know what it reminds me of is Predator. It's kind of like Predator, where we see the creature's point of view. And, that's... a POV shot is scarier sometimes than seeing the actual creature. I'd much rather see a POV shot, point of view. I much rather see that shot where the creature is like at the gate, ripping the gate, and he's watching the school and he's trying to get through the gate. We see the creature's chasing the dog, and the film does a good job at building suspense for the dog, where we see its point of view chasing the dog, and we'll see the dog running through the water, a river, like a small body of water, like near a river, sort of, in the beginning, and then we see the creature's feet running towards it and running after it, and it follows the dog onto this farm, and that's where Travis's girlfriend lives, Tracy, played by Lala Sloatman, if I said that correctly. I might butcher it, but I thought the acting was really well, and I feel like this is one of those movies that they're too hard on it. They're way too hard on it. This was a fun movie. I still have so much fun watching this movie. The second one with Mark Singer, okay, maybe the acting wasn't superb, maybe it wasn't perfect. I still have fun with that sequel. 3, 4, they can kiss my ass. I don't care what's faithful to the book. At that point, I have fun with the first two. I do. The second one was more faithful to the book, but they made a better movie with the first one. So, well, that's just facts. Maybe you'll disagree, but that's how I feel, at least. But yeah, Michael Ironside is very vicious in his role. He just has that... He has that face where it's like anybody from the government that you'd see, they would look like this guy. Where he has he puts on this little smile like, come on, where's the dog? Oh, come on, I just want to help. He's got this, he almost has a smirk. There's such a sense of innocence to the character Travis, who wants to take in this dog, Einstein. Furface, sorry. Einstein is number 2. He wants to take in Furface. And take care of him. But his mom doesn't like it, but she kind of grows close to the dog. Another funny scene is where Travis is trying to prove to his mother that this is a very smart dog. So we see him having an argument with his mother because she wants to get rid of the dog. She doesn't know where it came from. It can't be safe. Which it's not. I mean, there is a creature following it, or whatever you want to call it, a government experiment creature, or alien even, if you want to call it, following the damn thing. So yeah, it is sketchy. You know, there's wittiness in there where Travis will be like to his mother, "Mom, he's so smart," and then he looks at the dog and he's like, "Furface, if you can go downstairs, there is a package of hot dogs in the fridge. If you get them out, you could have them." And the dog goes downstairs, grabs the hot dogs out of the fridge. So you could tell that it was trained for this role, which is interesting and very again, the relationship between the boy and the dog is very endearing. The dog itself is endearing, let alone the boy trying to protect his mother, and it's endearing. The relationship between the boy and the dog, man's best friend, you know. I'd say it and I'll say it again. It's not like other movies. No other movie has done that. What other horror film can you tell me where they had a dog in there, a very smart dog, a government dog, protecting somebody from a monster, and it's very smart, and the creature is just killing people off one by one? What movie? This is that movie. That's right. This is genius, completely. I do like all the actors in it. The sheriff lady gets her eyes ripped out when they go into the sort of boiler room in the high school. They're like ripped out, and you can see the sockets and the guts. A lot of gore. Well, it's not the goriest, but it's gory enough to feed your satisfactions, if you want that. What can I say? The beginning opening with the musical score, really 80s. You know, you see the building blowing up, and then you hear the and the dog comes running up on a hill and running away from the creature. The creature snarling, and it's growling, and it's chasing it. Just very vicious. Like, you don't want to run to this thing. You don't want to just, no. You don't. Ugh. I know that the other agent that works with Michael Ironside, I've seen him in other things. I've seen him in a few other things. I know I have. Another good one. He kills him off, of course, because you can't trust the son of a bitch. You can't fucking turn your back on Michael Ironside. You can't. He's just one of those vicious characters. Those vicious villains. I love how the creature is kind of like a Bigfoot. It's sort of like a Bigfoot. It's kind of funny. In the movie, the female cop is like, because there's a crime scene and Tracy's father was attacked viciously and killed. The female officer is like, "This looks like the abominable snowman," and the cop looks to her. The cop, played by Duncan Fraser, Sheriff Gaines, he's like, "Porter, come on, Porter. How many times am I going to tell you? There ain't no such thing as Santa Claus, there ain't no such thing as Tooth Fairy, and there ain't no goddamn Bigfoot." I can't help but to laugh at that line. I just laugh. Like he's belittling her. I don't know. It's just one of those random thoughts. I love the movie. I love the relationship between Travis and the dog. Very soft, endearing, charming. Corey Haim definitely has a charm to him. The dog was trained very well. Like, he'll say, "There's a candy bar in the glove compartment," and it opens it. Like, it just pops its paw on it, opens it. And he's like, "What are you, a circus dog?" I love the reactions. He's got funny reactions. Very natural. He's very natural. You can laugh at an 80s movie all you want, but this is probably one of the better ones, honestly. Because I've seen worse. There are worse out there. There are worse. And even though it's not faithful to the book, who gives a shit? I like the first film. I like the second film, which was more faithful to the book, because what I know is the book was actually about a military guy who had a dog as his companion. He befriended a dog, man's best friend. That's the idea. Running away from the government cover up, fighting evil. Just, I like both films. I do. I'm gonna give it to Corey Haim though. Just, I just, it's just one of those things where it was first, so I like that more, and it was done well with the POV shots, and the music was very well done, and it definitely had an 80s vibe that fit and built this sort of 80s atmosphere. It just did it well. I don't know how else I can explain it better. I don't know how I can do it. The school stuff creeped me out, with the creature running through the school. One thing it did do, similar to the book, is it bashes open one of the, where they keep the cheerleader and sports trophies, bashes open a window and takes a teddy bear. That was accurate to the book, so there is that. But yeah, Corey Haim did a good job. Michael Ironside, a vicious villain. All the actors did a good job. The dog was the best actor. Definitely charming. I love Watchers. I grew up with it. My father showed me the second one first, and I found out about because I thought this was the first one when I watched it. I thought Mark Singer. I thought that was the first one, and then I found out about the one with Corey Haim, who was also in Lost Boys, which I knew about Lost Boys first. So that was quite a surprise to me. I had so much fun with it. I love Watchers, and plus I lived in the middle of nowhere, so it was definitely creepy. Thank you for watching. That's my review on Watchers with Corey Haim and a good dog actor and Michael Ironside. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think of the film. I love the film. Yeah,